I'm going to show you why you stop trusting yourself after being manipulated, and how to slowly rebuild that trust without becoming afraid of everyone forever. The reason you should listen to me is that I lived through a relationship that made me question my own reality. I know what it feels like to stop trusting your own mind, and I found my way back. I will deliver it in 3 parts. First, how gaslighting breaks your self-trust. Second, why betrayal makes you afraid to trust anyone. And third, how to trust yourself again, not blindly, but wisely. Have you ever trusted someone deeply and walked away not trusting yourself? Not just distrusting them, distrusting you. Your memory, your feeling, your instinct, your own truth. If you have ever caught yourself thinking, maybe I imagine it, maybe I'm too sensitive, maybe I misunderstood everything, maybe they were right and I was wrong, this video is for you. Because what happened to you is not a sign that you are weak or foolish. It is a sign that someone used your trust against you. I know this because I live it. In my relationship with my soon-to-be ex-husband, there were moments when I could not tell what was real anymore. I would notice something, I would feel something, and then I would be made to feel like what I noticed was wrong. What I felt was an overreaction. What I knew was a misunderstanding. And slowly, without realizing it, I stopped trusting myself. Not because I was weak, but because someone I trusted kept making my reality feel unsafe. In this video, I'm going to show you how gaslighting breaks your self-trust, why betrayal can make you afraid to trust anyone, and how to find your way back to yourself, wisely, not naively. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to share the one shift that stopped me from living on constant radar, suspicious of everyone, and helped me learn how to trust again without going back to sleep. Let us begin. Hello beautiful soul, welcome to the Doorway Healing. I'm so glad you are here. If this is your first time, this is a safe and gentle space for women who are healing after painful love. My name is Adrienne, and I'm here to walk this healing journey with you. Today's doorway is for the woman who used to trust herself and somewhere along the way lost that trust, not because she made bad choices, but because someone made her question her own mind. So how gaslighting breaks your self-trust? Gaslighting does not just make you doubt the other person. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you doubt your memory, your perception, your feeling, your instinct, your judgment, and eventually your own truth. When someone keeps telling you that what you noticed did not happen, that what you felt was wrong, that you were too sensitive, too dramatic, or too confused, something starts to shift inside you. You begin to think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I imagine it, maybe he knows better than me, maybe what I felt was not real. And that is how manipulation slowly disconnects you from yourself. Not all at once, slowly. One dismissal at a time. One twisted version of events at a time. One moment where you chose to believe them over yourself. And when other people around the manipulator support the fake version. When they take sides, look away, or benefit from believing the lies. It makes everything worse. You start feeling like the whole world is unsafe, like you cannot trust your own judgment about anyone. 3 signs gaslighting damage your self-trust. Sign 1. You keep asking other people what they think before you trust your own feelings. Sign 2. You need too much proof before believing what you already noticed. Sign 3. You feel guilty for having a boundary even when something clearly feels wrong. If you recognize yourself in any of those, that is not weakness. That is what happens when someone trains you to doubt your own mind. When you stop trusting yourself, you start looking for everyone else to confirm what is real. You ask friends, you replay conversation, you search for proof. You look for someone to tell you what you felt was true. Not because you are dramatic, but because someone taught you that your own knowing could not be trusted. And so you started outsourcing your reality to other people. You were not naive because you trusted. You were wounded because someone used your trust against you. That is very different thing. But gaslighting does not only make you stop trusting yourself, it makes you stop trusting everyone. And that is part 2. So, why betrayal makes you afraid to trust anyone? When manipulation goes on long enough, something changes in the way you see the world. It is not just one person you stop trusting, it is everyone. When the person closest to you could twist your reality, when people around them supported the lies, took their sides, or looked the other way, your whole belief system begin to shake. You stop believing in loyalty, in honesty, in your own judgment about people. And your whole belief about love, trust, and safety can break. And so you build a radar. After what I went through, I started living with a radar inside me. Every person felt suspicious. Every kindness felt like it might have a hidden motive. Every new connection made me wonder, can I trust this person? What do they really want? Are they performing something? At first, that felt like a protection. It felt like I was finally being smart. But later I realized something. I was not free. I was still living under the damage of what happened to me. Manipulation had turned me into someone who could no longer rest in the presence of other people. And I did not want to stay there. Because if you stay on constant radar forever, suspicious of everyone, waiting for the next betrayal, you are not healing. You are still living inside the story the manipulation wrote for you. And you deserve more than that. One day I realized I could not keep living as if everyone was a threat. That was not freedom. That was still the manipulation controlling my life just from a distance. I did not want what happened to me to turn me into someone who could no longer receive love, kindness, or support. So, how do you find your way back? How do you trust again without going back to sleep? That is part 3. And this is where healing truly begins. So, how to trust yourself again without becoming naive? You are not broken beyond repair. You are someone who went through something painful, confusing, and deeply disorienting. And now you are learning how to stand again, but wiser, not weaker. Before you trust other people again, you have to come back to yourself first. And one of the most healing questions you can ask yourself is this: who was I before this happened? What made me happy before this person entered my life? What part of me did I lose while trying to survive that relationship? Because there was a version of you before the manipulation, a version of you who could love, a version of you who could trust, a version of you who felt lighter, and you can find her again. One of the most important things I had to learn was the difference between intuition and trauma response. Because after manipulation, they can feel the same. Intuition feels calm, clear, and steady, like a quiet knowing. Trauma response feels urgent, panic, and afraid, like an alarm. Both are trying to protect you, but they do not feel the same. Learning to tell the difference helped me stop dismissing every feeling as fear and start listening to the ones that were actually guiding me. And here is something important about your intuition. Your body has a way of telling you when something feels wrong before your mind can explain it. Your discomfort may be trying to protect you. Your uneasiness may be giving you information. Your inner voice may be saying pay attention. But after gaslighting, you may have stopped listening to that voice. So healing means listening to that voice again. Slowly, gently. Not every anxious thought is true. But when something keeps feeling wrong, when your body keeps tightening around someone, when your peace keeps disappearing, pay attention. Because sometimes your intuition is not being dramatic. Sometimes it is trying to bring you back to the truth you were taught to question. Self-trust is not rebuilt overnight. It is rebuilt in small moments. Start with small promises to yourself. If you say you will rest, rest. If you say you will not reply tonight, do not reply. If your body says someone feels unsafe, pause before giving them more access. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, self-trust comes back. One small moment at a time, because self-trust is rebuilt every time you stop abandoning yourself. And when it comes to trusting other people again, you do not have to trust everyone, but you do not have to suspect everyone. Healing means you observe patterns, you move slowly, you let people earn access to you over time. You watch what people do, not just what they say, and you stop giving more of yourself than what someone has shown they can handle with care. That is not distrust, that is wisdom. And if what happened to you has left you mentally exhausted, anxious, or unable to feel safe, there is no shame in getting support. Therapy, coaching, prayers, meditation, journaling, grieving, safe friendship, all of these can be part of healing. Getting support does not mean you are weak, it means you are choosing to heal with help. And that takes courage. You do not have to become hard. You do not have to live on constant radar forever. You do not have to punish every new person for what one person did to you. You can heal, you can trust again, you can stand again, and this time you will stand with clearer eyes, stronger boundaries, and a deeper understanding of who you are. You are not broken. You were trained to doubt yourself, and now you are learning to trust yourself again, but this time with wisdom. This week, I want you to do one small thing. Notice one moment when you feel something, a discomfort, a quiet knowing, a small hesitation. Do not dismiss it. Do not explain it away, just write it down. One honest feeling, that is where self-trust begins. One moment where you choose not to abandon yourself. Let us bring it all together. You did not stop trusting yourself because you were weak. You stopped trusting yourself because someone made your reality feel unsafe. And that is what gaslighting does. It does not just break your trust in one person, it breaks your trust in yourself. Betrayal by the people around the manipulators can make you feel the whole world is unsafe, and so you build a radar. But staying on that radar forever is not healing, it is living under the damage. Healing is learning to trust yourself again, listen to your body, keep small promises to yourself, observe patterns before giving access, and knowing the difference between intuition and fears. Because self-trust is rebuilt every time you stop abandoning yourself. If this video touched something in you, if you recognize yourself in any part of what I shared, drop a comment below and write, I'm learning to trust myself again. Just those words, because that is the work, not trusting everyone blindly, not distrusting everyone forever. Learning slowly, wisely, to come back to yourself. I have a free guide called the Doorway Guide, 7 gentle steps to stop waiting in pain and come back to yourself. The link is below. It is free and it is gentle. If this video helped you, please share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe so you do not miss what is coming next. You were not naive, you were not foolish. You were someone who trusted, and someone used that against you. That is not your shame to carry, that is theirs. Take care of your heart. I mean that.